Just Eff It. Hi, I'm Romy.
Hi, and I'm Carla.
And together we are the EFFing
Madres.
Madres. We are here to invite you guys into stories of some inspiring madres
who have changed their lives through an Eff It moment. So here we go. Just Eff It. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Fuck it.
Monday. Yep. Fuck it. It's Monday.
Fuck it. It's Monday. Monday motivation. I'm excited. We are here. You want to tell everybody what we do here?
Yeah. But first of all, I totally forgot that we forgot to acknowledge the fact that we're in like double-digit episodes.
Oh my, we are. That's actually, I'm so glad that you, yes.
Yeah, last week was 10 and we didn't even catch that. We are in the double digits.
Celebration. I didn't even think about that. I can't even believe that we've done this many episodes.
I know. And that we like have that many scheduled too.
We are scheduled pretty much like almost till the new year.
I know.
Like
it's bananas.
Into the new year. We started this. I'm so glad that you brought that up. And for everybody who's listening, like, thank you for everyone who has subscribed, shared, listened, sent us messages. We really love doing this. And I feel like, Carla, we were just trying to figure out how to set up the microphone.
I know.
And now we're into like double-digit episodes. It's crazy.
I know. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I meant to bring that up yesterday. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But we should acknowledge that.
We should definitely
pat ourselves on the shoulder.
I was just gonna say that. Like, well done to us. Well done. Here's our reward. Yes.
Alrighty. If you guys are new to this podcast, we are the Eff It Madres, and it is a community of moms supporting moms, madres supporting madres through their Eff It moments. So this could be, this is an Eff It moment that they could have had, or they're in the midst of, or they're wanting to have, but it's those really like pivotal, life-changing moments that change the paths of your life or your families. So we are hoping that this podcast creates a community of moms supporting moms and hopefully inspires other moms out there hearing the moms that come on to take action on anything that they're wanting to say fuck it to. So
100%.
Yeah. So today we've got Steph Wright. She, again, also responded to my post about the podcast, loved what we were doing, wanted to share her moment. And basically, she was another one of those corporate moms that was climbing the corporate ladder and decided to say, fuck it, and became a cosmic life coach, which is very interesting. There are other things within that. I'm just paraphrasing, and we'll let her dive in. But yeah, we have another very fun, interesting story that we're ready to share for you guys.
I love it. I'm excited.
All right. We've got Steph Wright. And Steph, we're just going to jump right into it because we brought you in really quickly. My first question to you is, when did you decide to just Eff it and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I freaking love this question and just really love the foundation and premise behind y'all's podcast.
Yay,
so in February 2021, I was 40 weeks pregnant with my first child, and I got diagnosed with Bell's palsy. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's a partial paralysis of your face. I woke up one morning and I looked like Two-Face from Batman.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening? And when I got to L&D, they were like, we need you to go to the emergency room because we need to rule out a stroke. So that was probably one of the most terrifying moments of my life.
Oh my God.
A neurologist came downstairs and he was like, this is something called Bell's palsy, and while it's not common, it can be more common amongst pregnant women because the nerves are getting pressed down upon because of,
right,
swelling and all that good stuff. What I thought was interesting is that there is no definitive cause for why it happens. So my non-medical personal diagnosis was stress and burnout.
Wow. That's actually what I have heard. As far as I know, it's not like they don't really know, but I have a friend whose sister also got affected by Bell's palsy, and like she had been so stressed out with like 3 kids and just like everything, and then one day she woke up and half her face was paralyzed.
This was brought on by stress for you, right? And in your pregnancy.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
So I was carrying a bigger baby, and I was still working full time. This is in the midst of COVID,
Oh
and
gosh.
was in meetings all day, didn't have time to take bathroom breaks or lunch breaks. And I told myself I was going to work until I gave birth because that's what everyone did, right?
Right.
And I wanted to maximize my maternity leave. I wanted
Right.
to be able to get as much time as possible with my child. Um, and then this happened. Literally a sign from the universe to sit my butt down and slow down.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a literal slap in the face that I needed to look at my life, where I was, what I wanted, who I wanted to become, what I wanted to do, and it certainly was not what I was doing. Um, and it's funny because I had just graduated business school a year before, and after having had time to just digest all of this and be with this and go through postpartum, I made the decision to quit. That was my effort moment.
Like, what did you do?
Great question. So up until that point, I had been on my what I like to call my healing journey, right? So this is therapy, coaching, every single healing modality under the sun I was doing. So at that point I was like 2 years in. And for me, coaching was life changing because it empowered me before I could empower myself. I was getting coached, and I was also taking coaching classes. I was doing both.
So you
Okay.
were doing therapy, you were learning to become a coach, and you had a coach through this, which is all a very awakening kind of healing process,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And it just helped me realize that there are so many effing possibilities that our lives hold. But because of our conditioning and what we're told to believe or what we choose to believe based off of people pleasing tendencies, which I am, guilty of.
Yeah.
I think we
Yes.
all are to some point.
Yeah, it sucks. Like you just narrow yourself into this tiny box and you're like, well, this is the path that I'm on. I guess I'm just going to do it until retirement. And then at retirement, I'm going to do all these really awesome things that I've been wanting to do my entire life.
Yeah, when you're old and tired.
Yeah, when you're like, why not do them now?
Exactly.
We had another woman on who shared something, and she's like, when you get to those gates, at the end of your life, like you don't want to get there and be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't
I missed my purpose.
yeah, like I didn't match my purpose or follow like where I was supposed to be, because we are so held in, which is why these effort moments, if we don't go with them and have them, we don't break out of those limited boxes we've put ourselves in.
Yes. And for me, I'm also hypochondriac, so the bells was
Same.
especially devastating. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think we all,
Romy. Yes,
all of
girl.
us
I am
here. Yep.
hardcore. You're talking. This is a hypochondriac crew happening right now.
Okay, amazing. Great. I'm among kindred spirits. But yeah, the bells really for me that it triggered this whole health thing. And it made me realize what a privilege health is, right? To be in good health, you literally can do anything, but when, you know, something happens, you might not have that opportunity. And so for me, it was really just a reminder to seize the day. Like, let's go, let's do it.
Well, when your body too shuts down on you, and lets you know, like you actually, I'm physically slowing you down. I'm taking you and I'm making it so that you're aware that like you need to change whatever's happening because it's not working. We heard another mom who went through something like a sickness that helped her kind of get there too. But it's like you almost wake up from it, I assume, and you just want to feel alive and feel like the healthiest that you can be spiritually, physically, mentally, all of it. Which would
Yeah.
actually lead me into it. What did you do then when you decided to F it and do this? What action did you do? What did it look like?
Yeah. So now I am a cosmic life coach. And even just coming out of the cosmic closet was a big deal for me. And that was also a slow transition as well. But I think having gone through this whole experience, what really inspired me was to help other women to step into their power, to help them love, trust, and believe in themselves, to be able to do the things
Love
that they
that.
want to do, to help them awaken their sleeping dreams, right? Every single possibility exists for you, just as many as stars as there are in the sky. And I just want to help women do that, because I think as women, we don't, we're like so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't allow ourselves to see the possibilities because we're too busy taking care of everyone else.
I mean, I think as mothers, on top of being women, because of the taking care of the children or everybody else, there is a part of us that loses all those possibilities and opportunities that become almost unreachable. So I think that's beautiful. I think that's what all of us have been wanting to do that have been on this podcast with us, is we just want to like open up people's minds again, that there's endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that we're so capable. We're so capable
Yes.
of so much more than what we are doing, and to not limit ourselves, because we are the ones that limit ourselves. It's no one else. It's us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And we get to choose to decide how we feel about what we're doing and how it
Yes.
makes us feel, instead of expending energy thinking about, ugh, but what's so and so going to think? Because it doesn't matter. They're not living your life.
No. No,
Yeah.
it's funny. I was like, and I've been doing as well with you. So I relate, like we are doing a coaching program and we're doing this, and then there's therapy that comes in. And I think at the end of the day, what I've pulled out of it the most, which is what you said, is like, you really have to listen to yourself. You really have to just learn to sit with yourself and listen to yourself, because all the voices, that we're constantly hearing as women, as mothers, in our workspace, like it can drown out what we want or who we are and what we're looking for.
Yeah. And you just end up losing yourself. I mean, that's where I was. I was like, I don't know who I am.
Yes.
Oh, oh
Can you
my
tell
God.
me?
Yes. That limbo. Like, did you feel, I
Yes.
felt like I was in a limbo. Like I wasn't the person that I was, but yet I didn't feel like I was yet this other person. I kept telling my husband, I just feel like I'm out of my body. I don't know who I am yet. And it was
Yeah.
really, that was really tough. Coming from like a strong sense of self to like now being like, oh my gosh, I don't know who I am and what I meant to do and all that. So, yes, I totally relate to that.
Yeah, it's really tough. And I think for me, I'm so used to getting answers from other people, listening to what other people
Mm-hmm.
say, getting validation, getting permission. Cause again, that's just how I was conditioned. So I'm
Right.
over here like, ooh, this program, I'm definitely going to buy it. This coach, you are going to have the magic answers. This modality, yep, this is it. This is going to be the thing. And I think like after tons and tons of programs and like people that I've worked with, I'm like, I still don't have the answer. So must be in here somewhere inside me.
Yeah. Gosh. So how did all of this make you feel, like when you decided to, back to like when you decided to leave your corporate job, when you decided to have that big effort moment? What sort of feelings, like what were you feeling? How was your headspace? How was your mental health through all of that?
Oh my God. I feel like it felt like dying. Like I
Wow.
was letting go of this person that I had spent so long building, that I've committed so
Yeah.
much energy and emotional like care and attention and thought into building. And all of a sudden, like overnight, it just crumbled. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like I've like hid behind my LinkedIn profile, right? Like, okay, I have to get this cool job and I have to get this degree, because those are the things that I feel like are going to make people respect me and see me and hear me. And so to let that all go and start coming up with stories in my head about what other people are going to think of me for, choosing to become a full-time mama and start a business. Like what are they going to say? Are they going to lose respect? Like what's happening? Like I'm also an overthinker,
Yep.
Mm.
which
Same.
We need to have some coffee together.
I know, but you know what? This is why we're all in the same space, I feel like, because we're like-minded people, you know? And so sometimes
we can start the overthinking hypochondriacs club.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Oh
a
my
good time.
gosh.
It's a good time over here, guys.
I'm sure we'd be the life of the party. With our hand sanitizer.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a lot of terror and a lot of questioning my self-worth and my value. And what can I do to bring something to the table? Because I've always equated value with productivity and specifically money. Like, how much money can I bring to the table? So like letting this go, I'm like, oh my God, did I just become worthless?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's these standards of what we are supposed to look like that I think so many of us are wanting to like break the chain. Like we're conditioned that the home, the job, the this, all the checklists, are supposed to happen for us to feel like at this age and at this space in my life, I have done what I'm to do. And it seems like from interviewing so many different moms through even COVID and effort moments that were happening through COVID, because it's the most recent huge thing that happened in all of our lives. And I'm almost like there's some blessing that came from this because people had some big, powerful, life-changing things in their life happen when the world went through what it went through, and I think we all left with this like there's so much fucking more out there.
Yeah.
And we all want it. I feel this desire from women and moms right now that want it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It almost feels like there's some sort of movement happening.
Yes.
Like women are starting to really like feel their power. This is something that I was thinking about this, and I don't know if this is true, but I feel like with everything going on in the world against women, like, the abortion laws and all of the stuff that's happening in Iran, it almost feels like the patriarchal system is crumbling, and that's why they're trying right now to really, really hold us down because we are actually gonna win.
I'm like, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is their last attempt to just hold the reins as hard as they can because we are coming out and we're coming out with power, and they're like, fuck.
And they're freaking out because there's such a strength with women right now. There really is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a massive shift, like this is all got to like everything that's going on has got to break at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and it's more of these moments and people taking these big steps like yourself, and waking up and going after something. And now you're in a position where you're helping women, you're giving back to women. You're doing something I imagine, is so much more fulfilling and so much more powerful, and only giving more women an opportunity to continue what we're doing.
Yeah.
As opposed to being stuck in some corporate job. So I'm curious, like, Carla was saying, like, how did it make you feel? What did this do for you? What did it do for your family having this effort moment and going after this stuff?
Yeah, I also just wanted to add really quick, just on this movement piece, there's a shirt that I have from this brand called Polished Prints, and it says, "Empowered women empower the world."
Yes. That is so. I just got chills.
Yes, I know.
So
like,
true.
Yes.
It's so true. I feel like women have been shackled to the patriarchy's needs.
Yes.
And we've never really been able to unleash the power and magnificence within us. And I do feel like allowing that to come through, like, we will see a better world. And I feel like some people may or may not argue against that, but I mean, there are studies that show that women make better leaders. They just need the opportunity.
Well, I mean, we saw that during COVID, like what is the Prime Minister of New Zealand or those
right? She handled that like
wherever there was a woman leading, it was all fine. It was all great. Like okay, doesn't that tell us something here? I mean, come on.
I mean, there's a reason that we're the ones, I think, like making the giving birth and taking care. Like we've just got the ability to like handle some stuff, people.
Yeah, exactly. Truly. I mean, like, men talk about like, oh, but women are so hysterical and are so emotional. But then you see like these crazy, awful men making like wildly emotional decisions.
Yeah.
Listen, when the house is on fire and someone needs to save the family, I'm going to tell you who it is.
It's going to be us.
Yeah, it's going to be
because we're going to have a plan. We're going to be like, all
we
right,
have the action
efficiency.
plan. We know the backup. We know where everything exists. We know how to get out. We've got it all down.
Exactly. And then we're going to put the fire out. And it's like, okay.
And then get us back into the house and put the house back together so everyone's okay. And then deal with the emotional part of it because that's what we do.
Oh, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes.
What has it done for you? What has it done for your family? You know, like when you make these big changes and you go for it, like how did it affect you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the biggest thing is just continued healing, right? I feel liberated.
Yeah.
I feel free to make my own rules, decide what I do with my time. I am finally in a place of leadership where I get to make the decisions, right? Like, I don't have a boss being like, hey, does this email sound good? Or like, hey, should I work on this project? Like, I unfortunately have had so many micromanagers, like, they would read my emails and nitpick words. And so then I become like a very, well, I don't know how to do it without someone holding my hand kind of person. So now being in this position, I'm like, oh, cool. I'm making decisions. And like, if this one doesn't work out, like, we'll try something different. Like, it's cool.
Right.
And I think I'm just overall happier. I'm happier. I'm more present. I'm not complaining all the time. I'm not drained of energy because I put in all of my energy into something that I hate. I can be there for my daughter. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, right? Like the generational piece too. Like my mom worked a ton when I was growing up and I never saw her. I was the last kid to be picked up at daycare, you know, like she would have work meetings and, you know, didn't always have the opportunity to be like class parent or like come on field trips. And I mean, that I feel like that does something. And something that I want to give my daughter is that sense of security and safety, that just attachment that she is taken care of and she is loved and she is wanted, and set her up. And yeah, like I think my daughter is also like one of my biggest motivators for actually taking action and doing something.
I think, Carla, we would both agree with that. I mean, that's why we want to do something that changes our lives for our daughters and shows them something. And I think the one thing that a lot of us do see as well is that like our girls need to see us happy and in our space and in our place. And I think if we start to change where women are not just stuck and trapped and miserable, this is going to change by generation. And it's going to start creating an expectation to our daughters and their daughters that like, we get to do what we want. We are bosses. We want to be happy. We deserve to be happy because we watched our mothers demand that. And for so many years, we didn't watch mothers demand that. And then it becomes conditioned that, you know, this is the box. So, I mean, I think our little girls and all the moms that I've been hearing and all the stories like have this is that shift, like you were saying, Carla. This is that fucking movement where these little girls are going to start to see these badass moms that are like, fuck this corporate shit. I'm fucking made for so much more than stressing my body out to the point where I'm going to work so much while I'm pregnant that my body shuts down because I'm trying to hang on to a few extra days to enjoy my baby when she's born. Like, fuck that. That is not how we were made to be. And our bodies are physically going to fight that.
Yeah. Amen. All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to it's great to see that like because of COVID, but also I feel like just in general our generations and younger are like, oh, we've been awakened, I think. Like we've been awakened to like completely break the old way of parenting. We're so much more mindful and more conscious of understanding that like, man, look why I'm in therapy. I don't want I mean, look, we're going to probably fuck our kids up in some way, somehow, and they'll always need something, but like not to the level that a lot of us have experienced and our older generations have experienced, that we're just like, we got to change that. And that's why I think, I don't know if you've heard of this stuff, but like these kids that are being born, these ones in these last few years, they can call them star seeds, because they are these kids that are being born in knowing like what their mission is in life. Like they are
Yeah.
determined, they know, they're aware, they're mindful, they have that tunnel vision of, I know what I need to do. And I
Yeah.
think it's because we and the younger generation are becoming a lot more aware and mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
just echoing all that. And I also have so much hope and trust in the younger generations to
Yes.
Yeah.
heal everything that our generations and the ones before us have effed up entirely, right? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
poor Mother Earth is in shambles.
It
Yeah.
is. And I mean, they are going to, but also they kind of have to. Like it's like there's almost no choice because of
Right.
how terrible it, like the state it's in, that these generations have done to this earth, that like it's almost, that's why it's their mission. They need to restructure it, because they know that if they don't, it's not going to be good.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's what it is. That's why they're starseed kids.
Well, thank God for them.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I really, really hope they've got some answers. I'm betting
Me
on you,
too.
kid.
No pressure.
Yeah. And so in regards to like, do you have any fears that come up for you now that you've like made such a shift? How long has it been since you said it was February of 2021 that you had your daughter?
Daughter, yeah. So it's been a little over a year since I quit my job officially. My
Okay.
corporate
Okay.
job, and left corporate America. So I'm also like y'all in the middle of my EFFing moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all in it. I can feel it. I can feel all of us being like in it, you know?
Do you have any fears that come up for you?
Yeah, I feel like these are the big demons I've sort of been slaying over the last few months, right? I think the biggest one is like paycheck and
Mhm.
status and what I
Mhm.
had, the consistency.
Right.
And now I'm pivoting into a completely different world where I have to learn how to put myself out there. And that is
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
terrifying for me, to be seen and heard, right? This is more
I know. I was like,
conditioning. It's
That's
more
Carla.
conditioning.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you and me,
Yes.
girl, Carla. I
Yeah.
feel you, sister, to the like depths of my heart. Like I feel you. It is
Yeah.
terrifying. Like I got bullied a lot, right? In growing
Yeah.
up for
Mhm.
looking different, for being different. And all I wanted growing up was to be blonde and blue-eyed. I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted
Aw.
to be white, right?
Yeah.
Because then people would stop making fun of me, and I didn't want to stand out. And so
Yeah.
now I'm entering a whole new world where I have to put myself out there and I have to stand out. And I'm like, but am I good enough? Like, can I do this? Who am I to stand out? Is
Well,
this
that's
going
the
to
healing part
work?
right there. You know, that's the
Yeah.
healing part to like get to that place, to put yourself in a vulnerable space like that, to challenge yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
And
feel you, Steph. I totally feel you on that. This has been such a stretch for me. This is not
Yeah.
something that I would have ever, like, someone told me last year that I'd be doing a podcast. I'm like, you're fucking right. No way. Like, that is not something that I would do. And here I am, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is not it in my comfort zone. But we got to do it. We got to do
oh,
it.
yes, we do. And Romy,
Yeah.
you're so right. Like it, like, and Carla too. Like we have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
have
have
to. We
to.
have to, because if we don't, yeah, we're just trapping ourselves, and then life goes by and it's so quick and it's not promised, and it's like you said, you know, health is such a gift, and if we have it and we are alive and we are capable, what a disadvantage to our fucking like existence to not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because there are so many too that like wish that they could even be in good health to have these moments, and then so many of us that do have it are just like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
like
it
time goes by and you're like, wait a second,
yeah,
what have I
what
been
am I
doing?
doing?
Yeah.
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 Part of what kind of quells my fear again is looking at my daughter, right? Like being
Yeah.
a young little half Asian girl, but she looks very Asian. She right now doesn't have a lot of expanders, right? In a lot of things. I'm happy to see that we're starting to move forward and progress there. But I mean, like growing up, I didn't have any role models that looked like me. So I'm like, well, of course I can't be an actor or an actress or a singer, you know, like a business owner, whatever, because I just never saw anyone like me. And
Right.
I want her to know that even if she doesn't see someone like her, that hopefully she can look at me and be like, okay, there is no path for me. So I'm going to take a match and I'm going to blaze one for myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, someone has to be the person that shows her and every little girl that doesn't look like a certain way that there is a path for you. And, I can relate. I struggled with being Mexican growing up, my mom being white, scrubbing my skin off in the bath when I was a little girl, trying to fit in with some part of me that felt I needed to be away. And then I have a little girl who is Latin and struggles with the idea of her friends and the blonde hair and that whole thing. But even Carla and I being two Latin women, there was something about saying like, hey, we're two Latin women. We want to do something like this. We also want to show our little girls, that like
Yeah.
there are paths for everybody, whatever, whoever we are.
Mm-hmm.
And be proud of it, and show them that
Yeah.
we're proud of it, because that's how we teach those generations of different cultures and different looks and different people that we're all proud of it. We're proud to be who we are.
Yeah. And it
And
really is what makes you special and unique.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that, because someone's got to be bold enough to say fuck it, to start that path for those little girls to see.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
I am proud of all three of us for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. Pat
Me
ourselves on the
too.
shoulder for that. But I was going to ask you then, since you are technically in your effort moment still, what are
Yeah.
you doing to stay in this effort mindset and continuing to move forward and not fall into those fears?
That is a great question. One that I ponder on the daily. And my answer for you this week is presence. So I get super overwhelmed. I'm always thinking about all the things that I should be doing. So and so is
Mhm.
doing X, Y, and Z, and look at the results that they're seeing. Should I be doing that
Yes.
too? But
Yeah.
like we also have got laundry and chores, and like I'm still taking care of my daughter, and it's 11 o'clock. I'm exhausted. Do I need to
Yes.
sit in front of my computer to like get these things done? That is me. And I just am like,
Yeah.
it's not going to work out for me, or like, it hasn't worked out for me before. And so, really, for me, just my like practice of presence is like taking a breath and kind of like mentally repeating back to myself, okay, right now, I am talking to Romy and Carla,
Mm-hmm.
and we're having a really fun conversation. I am talking. This is where we are right now.
Right.
Right.
Not
Yes.
like what
Yes.
should I be saying like 2 sentences from now?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It's like being
Ugh.
being in just the now, being in it, just being
Yeah.
present in it, which is why I think we get lost in the first place, because we lose being present in our life, because we have in all of us,
Much.
so many
Yeah.
things
Mm-hmm.
running through, and then life's happening and passes you by. Right now, we are in a conversation. We are all talking about things that we're passionate and moved by, and same thing. Like there's 1,000 things we could be thinking about and doing. So I love that, because we too are in that same place as you, and still trying to, like you, weekly go, it's gonna be okay. Like
Yeah. We're gonna make it.
we're gonna
And I've
make it.
also
This is gonna
yeah,
be good. Yeah.
and like over these last few years too, I've really cultivated a relationship to spirituality. And that's something that I didn't really have growing. I mean, I feel like it was kind of in and out, but like I'm creating a relationship for myself, really building it. And honestly, I think spirituality and that connection to, the greater power, bees, whatever you want to call it, that to me has really just helped me keep going. Because and getting present is like, okay, when you clear all that out, I don't know, sometimes like things just come through, and for me it's like I don't think it's me. Like I think that it's, the greater power is like channeling. Yeah, and like the ideas come through, the creativity comes through, but it's not going to come through when like there are a million other people. It's like being at a concert, right? And it's like you're the singer on stage and your thoughts are like the millions of people in the crowd, and then like the divine, your ideas, whatever, they're like one person and they're trying to get to the front. It's like, well, how are you going to get to the front if there are a bajillion other
Yeah.
people that don't really matter?
Yeah.
There's a reason. Spirituality for me, and Carla knows, is like a really big part of my journey, and it has saved me and it helps me. But regardless of religion or spirituality, however you want to look at it, whatever that may be, whatever God, whatever it looks like for you. There's a reason why prayer or meditation or whatever it is, but that quietness, that stillness, that silence, however you are tapping into the universe or your God or whatever it may be, that is so healing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, it's, for me, I feel it's part of how it's supposed to work. Like, you got to tap in. You got to tap into that spiritual part of you, because this worldly stuff will destroy you.
Mm-hmm. There's just too much shit going on.
Too much. When you said like being on stage and then visualizing all of those, I completely am able to visualize that, because that is what it feels like sometimes. And I'm sure even for like the person on stage, in order to be present in what they're doing, like you've got to zone out.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah. Those thoughts in the crowd don't matter.
Right. They don't matter. They don't matter. So I love that. And I love that that's your process to pushing through it, because that's the hardest part. That's why that question's so important, Carla, is that we get into it, but then how do we keep going? You know, how do we make it through it? Because those thoughts will tackle us.
And the whole thing that's tough about, like, what's great about being present is like, you have to really do that, because all these things about like, what I need to be doing this, I need to be doing this. Well, once you do those things, it's only more that you'll feel like you need to keep doing. Like, oh, well, I already did this. So then there's this other thing I need to do. And it's this endless cycle, vicious cycle. And so that's why you really need to just be like, I need to stop. And I do need to just be in this moment,
in the
and
present. Be in the
present.
present.
In the present, and enjoy it, and just not let that worry or whatever. Because you will, I don't know about if you feel this way, but like for me, I always get it done. Like we will always get it done. Like we're moms, we're badasses. We always fucking get it done. Like, so this over analyzing and overthinking and worrying ourselves to like, getting sick about it sucks, because I think that is like societal programming. You know what I mean? I think it's more
the
that
patriarchy again.
Yeah. Like all these things
like,
that
keep
we need,
working.
that we need to do. Yeah, keep working, but you also need to look like this. You also need to do this, but you need to have like 5 kids, but you need, like all this sort of stuff is just absolutely, it's just unrealistic. And yet there's no proper support for us either.
No. And of course, men don't experience this level of expectation either.
No. Like if men had to have babies, they'd get years off, I'm sure. Like, can you imagine? They'd get like a fucking year off.
Carla, the government would be sending them checks in the mail every month. Let's be real.
Yes, that is 100% true.
Well, we're going to end up being the women that change it so that our little girls, when they get pregnant, they are not living in a world that's like this. Okay. That's what we're doing. I know. Like, that's what we're doing right now. They can thank us later, but we're going to make sure that when they get pregnant, they're not living with I have to work till the very last day, even if I'm sick, so that I can have time to play with my baby. It's not going to be that kind of world.
Amen.
We are just bringing it home to church right now on this Monday. So what advice would you give to a mom that is going through this, wants to go through this? Like, what is your advice to someone listening that hasn't had it or is about to have it or is in it, their F it moment?
Gosh, I feel like there are so many things I want to say, but I think, first off is love yourself, right? Just love yourself in the moment that you're at. Meet yourself where you are. Kind of gift yourself a moment of just kind of pushing all those thoughts about yourself away.
Yeah.
And looking at yourself as if you were a child, or looking at your inner child and telling her you're loved, you're wanted, you're safe. It's okay. And I think just getting to a like calming nervous system place. Right? Where you're not in flight, fight, or freeze. Because I feel like I've like perpetually lived in flight, fight, or freeze my entire life, which I'm realizing now. And I'm like, oh my God, life is like, when things are like calm and peaceful, I'm like, it's boring. Like, why?
Yeah.
But it's also like when you're in that state, you're like a lot more agitated. And I think, the first thing is just get there.
Yeah.
Like allow yourself that. Allow yourself that.
I would say I love that advice. And also I recently, like we were saying, you know, therapy, all that, I've been doing therapy, and there's been something about going back and loving that little broken girl that allows you to really heal and move forward. So you saying that just like hit my soul, because if it isn't for those moments of just loving that part of you, then you can't love yourself enough, I feel like, to accept what is good for you.
Yeah, because it's that little girl, right? Before she was broken by society and everyone else around her. It was that little girl that held the dreams, that held the possibilities.
And she's
that
the
held
one who
the
has
love.
to have that dream come back in you.
Exactly. She had the courage.
Yes.
The bravery. Like, we need to bring her back out.
Yes. That I'm in that fucking stage with you. Like, you're speaking to my soul. So
and I feel like, you know, for us Madres, like, let's look at our kids, right? When we need a reminder of what that pure love and joy and hope and possibility looks like, look into your children.
Yeah. Because they have it.
So
they have it all.
And let them be a reminder. And let them be a reminder.
Oh my God, I love
and
that.
have fun. And have fun.
Yeah.
Well, the world is theirs. The world is theirs. Every opportunity is theirs. And before some part of our growing up that breaks that fucking dream, you know, we have to be reminded that it's there, and it's also there in us. That little girl in us that had those big dreams is still there. No matter what age, no matter what stage we're at in our life, no matter what's happened, situations, circumstances, there's still a little girl in all of us that has all the dreams and deserves all of it. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, that was awesome. Do you have any like websites or like we want to promote anything that you're doing? So website, Instagram, anything that you want us to share on our social media, on the podcast?
My website is therightstuff.com.
I love
right
that, by the
being
way.
WRIGHT. I love a good pun. I love puns.
Yeah, it's so great. So the right stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Instagram at the right space stuff.
Okay.
Love it.
We'll have it show up. I'll have you, I think we follow you, so I'll pop it on there for our editor. Yeah. Cool.
It has been so amazing talking to you, Steph. Like, we're so grateful that you came on. It was like so grateful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for reaching out.
Both.
Yeah.
Thank you both for this opportunity. You two are so fun. I feel like I could hang out with you all the time.
I know. I was like, we have a lot in common, Steph. We should really hang out.
I know. You guys are both there. You guys definitely should. I'm over here in Texas. I'm bummed. But if we ever get an opportunity, you know what? Not if. When Carla and I are traveling and doing all kinds of fun things with all the moms, and you're out there with us, and all of us are out there speaking and doing this, like, we will see you. We will all have a wonderful time.
Yes.
I see it.
Who knows? There might be an EFFing,
right?
Like an EFFing Madres, like, conference or like retreat or something.
Exactly. So I'm gonna.
I'll be staying tuned. I'll stay tuned.
Yes.
Exactly.
That would be
well.
amazing.
This is the part where we all just say,
just F it.